Well, hello and welcome to another Hub Nut video featuring the Mitsubishi Pajero Junior. We are here at Whiteland Restorations. They're kindly letting us spend some time in here. And yeah, we will be having to tackle some welding on this vehicle at some point. We're still in assessment mode at the moment, so let's take a look at what's going on. So we got some of the trims off in the last video and started having a bit of a look around. I've got a drill with a wire brush attachment that I'm rapidly wearing out, so I'm going to have to upgrade to this violent beastie, I think. Miss Hubnut is tackling the other side with a cordless drill. Not quite so many revs on that, probably a bit easier to use. But as you can see, lots of shiny metal here.
This is slightly concerning.
Oh, don't say that.
Your head in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's still very surface though. But perhaps we do need to get... Well, no, the arch lip's there, isn't it? Yeah, I think
there is one.
I think there is. So I think this side, we don't really want to take this one off. This one is actually held in with these aluminium rivets.
Yes.
And we don't really want to start trying to get into that.
This nice little rim, which the one over that side hasn't, because there's obviously...
Yeah, this little trim here. Yeah. But
yeah,
it's looking very wire brushable.
Yeah, the only question mark is this rubber coating, because it's chipped all around the edges, which means it's not great for putting another coat on top of it.
No, it's kind of one of those where you want one of those sort of waxy treatments and you hope it sort of seeps in behind it and keeps the moisture out.
Yeah, and I
don't really want to get into removing all of that.
I don't want to take it all back, because it does get quite difficult to remove.
Oh, it's horrible stuff to remove. Yeah.
I sand down the edge.
I would just stick on the edge for now, and we can revisit.
Yes, but do I need to sand down the edge or just leave it? Like what's...
Anything flaky, I will try and get rid of. So that's a bit. Is that a bit flaky there?
Well, it was flaky. Okay, now
Yeah.
it's flaky.
You don't know it's flaky.
Touched it now.
I touched it now.
Touch it.
But yeah, this is what we're about today. Might try and improve the braking situation because this poor little thing does not like rolling at all.
Tell them what you did to Sherry.
No, we're not talking about Chevy. This is a Pajero video. You see Pajero Junior here.
Yeah. What
So,
did you do?
so that's what we're talking about in this video. Moving swiftly on, we're going to do more of this. Well, we are a certain amount of the way in. Bits everywhere. Still managed to get bits in your eyes, even wearing glasses and goggles. Depressing. Or did you say impressive? Impressive, yes. So let's show you where we are now. There may be holes. So yeah, Miss Hubnut's side over here, I don't think has revealed any horrors yet. Obviously, this is the torch makes it look even worse than it is, but there is still a lot of...
Yeah, I mean, I've only attacked the wheel arch so far.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it systematically.
Yeah, just trying to get this rubber coating off.
Yeah,
we don't want it back to bare metal because we've got some rust converting primer.
From BDX folks.
Yeah, the MDS Europe, as they are. And it needs surface rust to adhere to. What you do is you just take the worst of it off, all the flakes and everything. Excuse the noise. Lewis is trying to beat a frog-eyed sprite into submission.
Slightly concerned with this bit that this was bubbled and flaking.
Yeah, but we're doing the right thing. We're using a mixture of the wire brushes and also, if I just come around over here, just this air tool, it's just an air blaster, is really good for just noise alert. It certainly knocks, makes the rubber coating flap up so you can take it off. But this is what I've got my side. I've taken the protectant off, the protective plastic, so we can see the fuel pipes, which aren't brilliant but don't seem to be holed. But we may have to get this out just so we can get at this, because look, we've got more loose rubber protectant there. And the problem is water creeps in and then it just creeps behind, and that's why we found some additional holes. There's one hole, unexpected, but perhaps not too much. That's the hole we knew about, and again you can see the beautiful clean metal on the inside, but nothing else as yet. Everything seems very solid. It is very solid metal. Obviously got some work to do cosmetic wise on this arch. It's had a thump here at some point, but unfortunately just as we were about to break for lunch, I started attacking the sill, and we've got a small hole here in the outer sill as well. We were hoping not to touch the outers, but that's why we got the sill covers off, just to check everything was actually okay. But still quite a lot to do. we're eating through the wire brush adapters. This is one of Lewis's. That's very good. That's a good one. I got some cheap Amazon ones, one of which is in the drill, already quite worn. And I'm using a corded drill just because you don't got to worry about batteries. And these things have so much torque, it's a challenge to throttle it back. But I think we're going to call that lunch. Well, here we are some hours later. I've just been sweeping up, and now we're on to the Vactan stage of things. Smearing on the Vactan onto all the rusty bits.
Yeah, I'm not shy with the Vactan this time.
Yeah, obviously we're not going too close to holes like that. They need more thorough surgery.
So Vactan, if you don't know, is a rust converter. So
it is.
Obviously we've sanded it down, we've taken off all the crusty bits, taken it back to bare metal where possible. But obviously this is an old car and it's not.
Yeah, but similarly we don't want it back to bare metal because
back
the
to
rust
good
converter.
metal, basically.
Yeah. I'll do all around that.
I'm going to. Don't worry. I'm not shy with the Vactan.
Yeah. Also been rubbing down some areas like
this is rust converter. We've also got a rust inhibitor that's going to go on here, and various coatings a la chamois treatment. Yeah,
we're just running. Typical us. We're running a little bit behind schedule. What? But yeah, the fuel pipes have been cleaned up a bit. Could be wrapping some emery around them and just giving them a further rub. But yeah, progress. Oh, when we got here this morning, we got a little present from Pentagram Motorsport. Go and check them out. Fairly small channel, but he's with that name, he's hoping for 666 subscribers. And yeah, jolly decent of him to give us a little Hot Wheels Pajero action. We're not going for that livery. We're not going to make a little baby Evolution. Well, hello and welcome to another week. We were here on Friday. Today's Monday. A Frog Eye Sprite is still being tortured next door, and don't look at Whiteland Restoration's channel for their latest purchase. It's top secret, just like this was. Today I'm on my own. Miss Hubnut is at home feeling a little unwell, and that means I've lost my derusting assistant. So naturally she's not here to keep an eye on me. I'm getting distracted. This brake is that should move, and it absolutely isn't. So this caliper is seized. So just to make the car easier to move around, I think I'm going to take a look at this, and then I'm going to get back to the wire brushing so we can just assess whether any more welding is needed. Look, a bit crispy there, but again, I think it's solid. I think we're catching a lot of this just in time, perhaps only just. So I'm going to whip the wheel off and we'll have a look. In fact, if I can set you down there, would this work? Oh, it might work. Yeah, there you go. You can watch. Got me whizzy gun, so I'm actually whizzing stuff off today. I'd already broken these off. I haven't had this wheel off yet though, so there we go. Break the bond because the alloy wheels so often seize to the disc, and the pads, the pads are very low. So I think first of all we're going to get a hammer, and oh, I've got one. I'll just knock the caliper about. It should be a sliding caliper. So just see if we can encourage it to release its hold. No. Okay, I think we're going to be in for some anguish here trying to unseize this caliper. But we'll give it a go and see how we get on. Okay, so here's where we find ourselves. And it's very dry in there, so I think what I'm going to do is squirt some Bulldog BDX into here, and perhaps also where I think the pads are sliding, or rather they're not sliding, and maybe even between the pad and the caliper itself. Wouldn't normally put this sort of stuff, any of these oils, anywhere near these, because it will have a bad effect on the rubbers, but we just want this freed off. I think we'll be looking to replace all the rubber parts because these are feeling quite tired and old, and that's probably the better plan. But let's see if we can get any luck that way. Looking in here, it looks like this might have been a problem for a long time, because I think this is the piston here, which means that narrow slice, let me try and indicate this better. That piston, oh no, you still can't, can you see? That's piston, which means that slice there is the pad, I think, which looks just like the backing. So I'm going to undo these, see if we can convince the caliper off. Right, we've got the through pins out. They're not actually too bad. They were still moving in there, came out quite easily, just whizzy gunning them off. The caliper, on the other hand, proving a bit more stubborn. But nonetheless, there we go. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think that piston is probably very corroded, and like I said, look at the state of the pads. Worn down pretty much to the backing plate. So we'll just hook that up there so it's not hanging on its hose, although we may end up replacing hoses as a matter of course. See if we can get the pads off. So this outer one still has some wear on it. This isn't a proven technique, by the way. Shouldn't be really believing her against the disc rather, but I think we're replacing the discs too. See, that one's not too bad. That's got some meat on it. You'd probably still think I'll replace that, but yeah, this one. Oh dear. Gosh. Yeah, there's not really anything left on that one. That is wafer thin. So set of pads at the very least. We'll see if we can salvage the caliper. Might be a tough job. I'm going to regret not making an attempt on that thread, aren't I? I should have done that before the caliper came off. Oh well, let the bulldog do its thing. Let's have a peek under there. And grab my peaking screwdriver. P-double-E, not P-E-K-E. Oh, I don't look too bad under there actually. Oh no, looks clean. Okay, we might have a go at just trying to encourage that back then. Maybe a clamp, see if we can push it in. Right, let's see if this slightly OTT G-clamp will push it back. Let's see. Oh, this is one of the problems. This piston has obviously been out for a very long time. It doesn't seem too inclined to go back in, does it? Give it a gentle tap. Yeah, that's pretty well stuck, I think. We're tired of monkeying around now, so we're getting the serious big guns out.
Get serious.
Any excuse for a hydraulic press.
Got the brake, it'll fix it.
Yeah. Oh, so it's moving.
There's a lot of fluid coming out.
Oh yeah, we didn't think of that, did we?
It's moving now. Think of it.
Oh yeah, there we go. Definitely going back in. Hopefully it'll come back out again and...
Oh, the seal's broke.
Ah.
That'd be why.
Well, we're always going to be looking at a refurb or a replacement anyway, but...
Yeah.
A bit of fire and we got the bleed nipple out. Might be needing a new one of those. There we go. I had to sacrifice a 7mm socket, but she's out and she was rusty. So there we go, we got the caliper back on. Absolutely knackered, but it's given me a chance to do other things. Bit of surface rust cleaning, a bit more Vactan to cure some of the rot off. Still needs another going over, really. And all importantly, I've put a sign here that says there are no brakes, because there are no brakes at the moment. We've got, yeah, I haven't bled it through, and yeah, we know it's not really going to work. But for now, for moving this little thing around, which looks even more little when you go to the wide angle, yeah, I think we have reached the conclusion for today. We're going to keep on working on. We're going to be back here tomorrow, hopefully, to do a little bit more. But yeah, there's a limit to how much I can show you of de-rusting. You get a lot of bits of metal in your eyes and away you go. But while I'd hope to get a bit more progress, I'm still very pleased with where we are. Every time we come in here, we're a bit further along. Need to try and order some kits for the brakes so we can rebuild them. I don't think we're going to source replacement calipers very easily. I've also been taking photos of the wheels to see if we can get those repaired, because there's some quite bad damage on 2 of the wheels at least. So we need those sorting, and looked at tyre size so I can get looking at tyre prices as well. But yeah, we're creeping closer, folks, creeping closer all the time. And hopefully, I'm hopeful that by January we might be in a position where it's MOT time. So fingers crossed. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can head to the Hub Nut store. In fact, if I give you a flash under here, I'm wearing my red Tools t-shirt today. We don't have all sizes in stock. They're all available, but some of them are print on demand. We're probably pushing it to get print on demand stuff out to you before Christmas because of the amount of time it takes to get to us. And apologies for some customers, we had a slight issue with our supplier. Some orders are taking longer to come through. I think it's just because of the Christmas rush. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a future video. Farewell. I mean, is that a name?